Hey fam. I have so much to talk about. So last night I was laying in bed thinking about some drama in my life, and I was thinking about conversations that I've been having with a friend of mine. And if you watched the video before this, I kind of said that already. And I was also thinking about the fact that I told you guys I was going to make some more videos that elaborated on lessons that I learned or things that I have come to understand as someone who has been through trauma. And I was thinking about, well, what are other things that I've learned or other things that I think I should share with people about that? And a really big one came to my mind, and that was empathy and forgiveness, which is going to be a really weird conversation, and I hope this video doesn't end up being too long, but we'll see. So I've mentioned, you guys know that I was sexually abused as a kid, and I hate this camera angle, I feel like I look so fat. For a really long time, I've said this before again, I struggled a lot with that. When I was in high school, a friend of mine I was going to church with her, and she was much more religious than I was, but I wanted some of the peace that she was promising me from going to church with her, and like rediscovering my faith. So one of the big things was forgiveness. We all know this. Even if you're not a religious person, you know that forgiveness is a big part of a lot of religions in general, a lot of faiths. So it was, well, you need to forgive this family member for what they did to you. And as a teenager in high school, I did not understand that. I said the words, oh, okay, yeah, peace, I forgive you. But I didn't know what that meant. And if we're being honest, I didn't forgive because, ew, how do you forgive someone for something like that? Excuse me. That's staying in, I'm not editing. So I still kind of grappled with and struggled with this idea of, what do you mean I am supposed to forgive this person who took so much from me and who hurt me as much as they did? And at some point I learned empathy and how to truly be empathetic in a way, and I came to reflect on this individual's life. What was that person's life like that led them to the point of becoming a person who sexually abuses children? And I was able to really not justify the actions, but I was really able to come to an understanding. You know, he had been an orphan. He grew up in the foster system. At one point, he was a foster child for a priest in the priest family. I believe it was a priest, maybe a pastor, I don't know. And I came to wonder what various aspects of his life led him to be this way. And it didn't make me feel better. I didn't justify it or say, oh, okay, well, it's okay what you did to me. But I was able to better understand the man behind the actions, which did make it easier as an adult to say, okay, I can forgive this. That probably you suffered a lot, and your suffering doesn't justify or make what you did okay, but it makes it possible to understand. It makes it possible to think about in a more objective way. Now, I feel like people are not going to like this message in this video. Feel free to backlash. I expect it. This is a tricky thing. Just a second, babe. But when I say to have empathy for someone who has done wrong to you, when I say to forgive someone, in my last video I talked about how doing something bad doesn't make you a bad person, provided you learn and grow from it. Obviously, the person who abused me did not learn and grow from it. They are still a bad person. A troubled person, a person who, maybe if their life had been different, things would have been different, but we can't change the past. But he would fall into the category of someone who I would still say is a bad person. I can forgive him, but he's still a bad person. But someone does something wrong, they wrong you, they hurt you. Try to understand the situation. Try to put yourself in their shoes and look at the future of that person. Are they growing? Have they made that mistake again? Do they seem genuinely apologetic and remorseful for it? If there was some sort of a punishment, either that you put on them or that the legal system put on them, depending on the situation, have they served their time faithfully? If someone hurts you and you ostracize them from your life, and they are ostracized from your life for years, at some point you need to look and say, have they served their time? Have they been punished enough? And are they deserving of a second chance? And the answer to that is always going to be yes, provided they are learning and growing from that experience. So this is really related to the other video. Forgiving people is really important. There's a Buddha quote. I always end up talking about quotes. There's a Buddha quote that, roughly paraphrased, is holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die, and having your camera fall forward because you don't have a good setup in your car. So I see this in people that I know, people close to me. They're holding on to the past. They're holding on to this hurt. They're holding on to this anger towards other people who have hurt them and done them wrong. And it is literally ruining their life. It causes them anxiety. It causes them physical health issues, mental health issues, and it takes a toll on their life. So there's no point. There's really no point in holding on to any of that. And just by saying, you did something wrong to me, you hurt me, you're not saying what you did was right. You're not saying, I accept what has happened to me. You're not saying, this is okay. It's not a justification. It is purely for you. You're letting go of it, and you're saying, I'm going to move forward. I'm going to move forward with my life. 1 second, darling. I'm going to move forward with my life. I'm going to keep working at being a better person. I hope you will do the same. I forgive you for this action against me. Please don't do it again. Please learn from it. And if they don't, even if they continue to hurt you, you can still forgive them, because clearly they're unable, for whatever reason, to learn and to grow, to move past that behavior. And I hate to say, like, in that case, you should pity them, because I don't think that's very good. Just a second. My child is ridiculous. Anyways, forgiveness. You don't have to forget. I don't like that forgive and forget. You can forgive someone, but you don't have to forget that they hurt you. Be cautious. There's also a good quote that says the best way to know if you can trust someone is to trust them. So by all means, trust. If somebody lies to you, if somebody betrays your trust, and you've talked about it, and you've worked that issue out, forgive them. They made a mistake. They are not a bad person. They made a bad decision. Forgive them. Hope that they will learn and grow from it. And then trust them again. Because otherwise you're never going to know if they are able to be trusted. And you're going to live your life on this one event. Someone made one mistake. They did one thing. And you're never going to know if they are capable of more. So forgive people. Regardless of how big or small the issue was, forgive them for you, for your sake, for your physical and mental well-being, so that your life can go on, so that you're not holding on to that. But don't forget, watch them. Watch their behavior. Watch them grow. If you can, help them grow. If someone does something, if they make a mistake and they do something bad, and you can help them do better, help them do better. So this video was definitely very much more, I can't make words happen, but you get the point, I hope, maybe not. So that's my lesson for today. Nobody's inherently a bad person just because they do bad things. Everyone deserves to be forgiven and given second chances. And just because you forgive someone, and fam, this is key. This is really, really important. Just because you say, I forgive you for what you did, does not mean you are giving them a free pass. That you are saying, it doesn't matter that you hurt me. You're not saying, I deserved to be hurt. You're not saying what you did was right. You're saying, hey, you messed up. That's okay. I mess up sometimes too. I'm not perfect. Neither are you. I'm going to forgive you because I would want someone to forgive me. Okay? So letting go, forgiveness, have empathy. Put yourself in their shoes. See if you can't come to some sort of an understanding as to why that person may have done what they did. If you can be empathetic, a lot of good things will happen to you, okay? You will feel so much better if you can be empathetic. So those are my lessons. Go forth, be good people, be a better you today than you were yesterday, and we'll check in later. Mwah.